we have a proof of elapsed time. Now the next one is proof of stake. In fact, you all know, right? Let's say that I want to, nowadays they don't go for it. I want to create an account, SB account in a bank. They always go for a reference, right? Because in later point of time, they remove that reference also. Anybody can go and do it as long as you give the proof in the bank, right? But however, um, yeah, in the bank, actually, the reference, whoever is already having an account, if they give reference, and you can create your own account, right? It is easy for you to create an account. So there is no need for the bank to come and check the background check of you. So for example, I have an account in HDFC Bank. Let's say, I'm just telling an example, right? An example of the bank, nothing to do with HDFC. So if I give a reference to you, that since I have an account, I am a reputed person, I have an account. So it is considered that you are also a reputed person and you are allowed to create an account, right? So there is it reduces a lot of I'll say background check by the banks. So there is no need for you for them, HDFC Bank, right, to go and check your background or your real genuine user. Why are you creating an SB account, right? Why are you creating a loan account? All those things. The background check is not required if you go for a this kind of a check, right? Reference check. Same thing is applicable in the proof of stake algorithm. So proof of stake algorithm came in the year 2012. Again, all the revolutions in the blockchain technology happened in 2009 to until today, right? Very recently, 2012, for a Peercoin and Ethereum, they are using proof of stake, right? And you know, right now the stake versus corruption, very important, right? What is stake versus corruption? For example, in a bank, I have a lot of money. Okay, forget about infinite money. Okay, infinite money is not possible. I'm just telling you. Okay, whoever you take it out all the account in a particular branch. I am the highest money holder in that particular branch. Let's say I don't want the money to get thefted or that bank to be corrupted. You know why? Because my money is at stake, right? So I have a larger money stake in that bank. Since I have a stake in that bank, I will not let that. I myself will not go and corrupt it. Number one, or I will not let somebody else to corrupt the banking system, particularly of that bank, that branch, right? The same thing is being used here. That is called as stake versus corruptions. If you have a more stake and you will be a good person, assume to be a good person, and you will not let the corruption to happen. So when I have a lot of Bitcoin in a Bitcoin world, right? So I have a highest stake. So all the Bitcoin is mine, whatever I have a stake. So I don't want to lose it. So I don't want the corruptions to happen. I don't want to beat the system. So what I'll do, I'll always do the good thing to the system. Right? So that is why somebody will took me as a random selection for a reference. Right? So let's say that 10 people are having a highest stake. The bank will ask us to check it, whether that particular person is right person or not. Particular node here is the right node or not. Of course, the software will do it, but randomly I'll get selected, right, by the system that you have the highest stake. Now, can you please go and check and let me know that particular block is the right block or not? Now, very important. That depends how much validations or how much power I have within the bank. That depends on how much stake I have. Right? Say that the whole bank I have a 10% stake. I think you all know what is a stake, right? The whole bank is having 1,000 rupees. I have a 100 rupees. That means I have a 10% stake in the bank, right? So then 10% of the transaction will come to me as a validation. Simply put it, I have a 100% stake in a bank. All the 100 validation, all the validations will come to me. 100% of the validations, right? Now I have a 10% stake. So 10% of the transaction will come to me as a validation. So each and every node, whenever it's getting added, meaning the block getting added to the blockchain, it will come to me for the consensus. So if I say yes, this particular block is unique, then that block will be allowed to add it to the blockchain. So it will not go for all the nodes, right? Now we can ask the question, will it take a lesser energy or more energy? It will take a very lesser energy because nothing that to prove. Everybody know who is highest at stake, right? But please understand, I will also be given a paid transaction fees. It's not that I'll do it for free references, correct? Let's say that you are referring to somebody in a bank, assuming that you are getting a money, right? And yes, you are right. POS is not get implemented. It's still on the court due to various reasons. It is getting delayed. Yeah. So you're also getting the paid transaction fees. That is why I want to increase the stake. Once I increase the stake, I will become a validator. Once I become the validator, more transaction will come for verification. More transaction will come for verification. I will get more money, even for transaction check. So let's say that a person is sending 100 rupees to somebody, and let's say that you are giving me a transaction fees also. Now, very important, listen here. I will be in a position to add your transaction if the transaction fees is higher. Right? You see, in the bank, it's always go for a fixed percentage, right? But here it is not like that. Let's say that I want to give a money to somebody, I put some money as a transaction fees. So wherever the transaction fees is higher, I will go and refer